right, today's hot question is, my husband told me that his best friend invited him and the kids to go to a cave with the friend, his girlfriend, and her kids, but that I wasn't invited. When I asked why, my husband said it's because his friend was upset about an argument that my husband and I had last week, even though my husband and I have already made up. I'm really hurt by this because I feel like as his wife, I should be included in all family activity. My husband doesn't see the problem and thinks I should take it as a chance to relax, but the issue is being purposefully left out, and I wish he would just stand up for me. Yeah, I can definitely understand how this would bother you, and ultimately, I don't think that what they're doing is acceptable at all. However, I do want to bring a certain perspective to light. Now, sometimes friends can be very protective over people that they care about, and especially if they feel like in any way that you aren't handling things maybe emotionally maturely. And so sometimes if that happens, they will get extremely protective over the people that they care about. The concern is that not that how they reacted, but the fact that your husband would share the intimate details of your argument with them in the first place. So if they were not even around you during this time, but your husband shared what was said or done between the two of you with them, then that is actually the bigger concern here. Because when you bring people into your argument and they only hear that one side, or they're always going to choose their friend's side. They're always going to choose that person to protect and go to bat for. So that would be actually the bigger issue. Now, his support in standing by you should be the priority, absolutely. However, it sounds to me like if he's not at this point and he's saying, just take it as a time to relax, maybe you've gotten past last week, but I don't think he has. So all of this being said, I also want to mention that if you tend to react strongly, or have had moments where things have gotten heated in front of the friends, I can also see why they may be hesitant to include you. While I don't agree with that, and this is a very passive-aggressive approach, and so which is why I don't agree with that, your husband is handling it. Your husband not handling it by not inviting you is a huge red flag. And if you have a history of treating him poorly in situations where you're around people or in public, he might be doing this to avoid conflict, which again is not only a red flag for him, but the whole foundation of your relationship. Now, this is not the right way to handle things, because ultimately you want to have these conversations so that you're not pulling these passive aggressive moves on each other. But I can understand if there is a lot of history of reactive, emotional, instability or immaturity there. I can see why either his friends or he would maybe not invite you. And I'm not saying that's what's happening, it's just a perspective. So if that is the case, I do want to say that it's critical to start working on your relationship right away. Because when a spouse starts aligning themselves with outsiders, like those outside of the unity of your marriage, and they start to feel comfortable leaving their partner out, it can sometimes be a red flag that they are testing the waters of what life might look like without you in the picture. It's not a place that you want to be, and honestly, you would need to address things now, because once they are that far, if that is their intention to really see what things are like, how life can be without you coming along with the friends, and now they're going out without you, and the time is just so much more enjoyable because they're not dealing with let's say friction or any kind of adversities, that's not going to paint a good picture for you. So you really want to have those honest conversations. So again, I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm not saying that this is your fault. In fact, how they're dealing with this is extremely childish and passive aggressive. And I think that you really need to get down to the root of why he's not standing up for you and how to shift your relationship back into a place where you are each other's best friend.